In this video, you'll learn why your Apple computer is running slow and how you can fix it without being a tech guru. That's coming up. The first thing we need to do is run a diagnostic test. This software won't harm your computer and was made by members of Apple.com's support community. The diagnostic tool is registered with Apple and is 100% completely safe and useful. I'll go to www.etrasoft.com and download the program. On this page, we want to click the eTraCheck application. And now we're ready to download by clicking the download button in the upper right corner. Now to find the download, most times it'll be stored in your downloads folder on your Mac, which we can access through the Finder. Open a new window. I'll go to Downloads, and I can see the archive file here. I'll double click on it to extract it. And there's the application. Now because it's an application, I'm going to drag it into my Applications folder by using this handy Favorites sidebar. I'll click and drag and drop it when the Applications is highlighted in blue. I'll click on the Applications folder to go there quickly, and I'll double click on eTrack to launch it. Click OK because we know this is safe. Start a test by clicking on the Start eTrack button. Depending on how many files you have, it might take a few minutes to maybe 20 to complete the test. Let's analyze my results. Yours will be different, but the program does a great job of explaining what it finds, good or bad. There's a lot of information here. I'll highlight the ones that have to do with the slow computer. The first one is your computer's memory, or RAM. If you don't have enough to carry out what you're asking your computer to do, your computer will be sluggish. We need to find out if RAM is a problem first, and then if it is, if we can upgrade the amount of RAM we have. I'll scroll down the report to the memory usage section. I can see that Google Chrome Helper is taking up a lot of my available memory. The next bit of data to help us is the virtual memory information. What we're looking for is the amount of cached RAM to be less than the amount of free RAM. In my case, it's not. What do we do with these two bits of info then? The easy fix would be to make sure you don't have Google Chrome windows open that you don't need. So close any tabs or windows that you're not using regularly. Second, I use Google Drive heavily on my desktop to sync my computer's files with a hard drive in the cloud, Google Drive. I could turn this service off and see if that reduces the amount of RAM Google Chrome Helper is using. If that didn't work, or even if it did, I would then check to see if I could upgrade the total amount of RAM I have in my computer. RAM is fairly inexpensive and easy to install. For less than $100, I might be able to get more RAM and solve my problem. To check and see if I can add more RAM, I'll click on the handy link at the top of this report. I can see that I have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and that's all my laptop can handle. So adding more RAM isn't an option for me. I'll close all open Chrome windows I'm not using and see if my computer becomes faster. If it doesn't, I can try to disable my Google Drive syncing to see if that helps speed up my computer. There's one more quick solution to help speed up your computer if your issue is your browser that we'll cover shortly. The next important piece of information in diagnosing a slow computer is the top processes by CPU. If you don't need a program running that is, go ahead and quit that program. The last item to help a slow computer in this report is malware. If eChecker detects malware, it will let you know how to deal with it. You'll download another safe application made for members of the Apple support community called Malwarebytes, which was formerly Adware Medic. Download, install, and follow the prompts to remove any malware on your Mac. Another useful way to speed up your Mac is to empty your browser's cache. This can have immediate benefits if you've never done this. We recommend doing it every 3 to 4 months. If you choose to, and you use Google Chrome, you'll click on Chrome Clear Browsing Data. Here you'll see options on which type of data you want to delete. I'd recommend only deleting the cached images and files. If you use Safari, you'll click on Develop Empty Cache. From Firefox, you'll click on Preferences, Advanced, and then the Clear Now button. In Internet Explorer, from the Tools menu, choose Internet Options. On the General tab, under Browsing History, click Delete. Check the temporary internet files. Before you decide, it's important to understand the side effects deleting your cached images and files will have. Most notably, websites that you visited in the past will take a little longer to load the first time you load them. That's because when you visit a website you've never been to before, your computer stores the images and files from the web page on your computer so it loads faster in future. While it might test your patience, having to reload a few pages versus storing all the data from pages you no longer visit is probably worth it. Another way to speed up your computer is to delete the cookies and other site data and plugins. Cookies are files stored on your computer by websites you visited. These files contain user information such as preferences for websites or profile information. Once you get rid of cookies, the first thing you'll notice is that you won't be logged into sites you visit regularly. Amazon asked me to sign in to get personalized recommendations. A forum I visit regularly took me to a login page. When I went to my blog's administration page, I was asked to log in as well. If you've been storing usernames and passwords using a password management tool like Chrome or Safari's autofill feature, then your browser will enter your usernames automatically. Passwords, which are stored in your keychain, will fill in as well. In some cases, you'll lose specific display settings on websites. For instance, you may have chosen a font size or may have customized certain elements on a site, such as a theme or skin. You'll have to recreate those settings. Your Google search settings will be reset to the default if you've changed them and aren't signed in to a Google account. The same is true with any other search engine. Another way to speed up your computer is to delete any applications you no longer need by going to your Launchpad, clicking and holding down until the application you want to delete is shaking. Click on the X that appears in the corner of the icon. If you don't see the X in the top right corner, close Launchpad by clicking in an empty area on the screen, then go to your Applications folder by clicking on Go Applications at the top of the Finder menu. Click and drag any application you no longer want to the trash. You can set up how you want to start Launchpad by going to System Preferences, Mission Control, Hot Corners, and choosing which corner of the screen should open Launchpad. If you try these tips and your computer is still running slow, sign up for a risk-free session with the Double Spaces technology expert. If you want more useful tech tips, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next week for another problem-solving tip.